Lateshia. Tonight we're gonna get into Belle Collective, but before we get into it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and come on over here and kick it with your girl. Talk about this reunion. I mean, it's 7 episodes. Did we really need a reunion for real? Like, it wasn't given to me. The ladies looked good. Everybody didn't have on blue. Like, it was a few ladies with the blue on standing out, and then there was other ladies that didn't have on blue. I'm like, what are we doing? What is the thing? Like, whatever. Carrie looked good. The ladies looked good. I mean, it wasn't nobody that was just like, they just stood out to me. But I will say Carrie looked good. The other ladies looked good. They basically talked briefly about Latrice and Marie and how they are getting along. Carlos is like, you know, if they could get along, then anybody can get along, basically hitting at Letitia and Latrice. Latrice said that she never really had a problem with Marie. We know Latrice was mad about the hair, and Marie was like, they on the show, that they drama, it really wasn't that deep, and that they could get along. Latrice did say that she feel like Marie is happier, and she like Marie with a man, and when she getting the D, because when she getting the D, she's cool. Which I could see. Marie do seems happier this season. And yeah, like, it's no need to beef. Like I said before, I don't think that a lot of these ladies on these shows aren't friends in real life. At the end of the day, this is a job. Learn how to play the game, get y'all coin, and get the hell on. But I know sometimes it can be deeper than that. Carlos asked Letitia how do she feel because she bought the collective together, and what state do she feel that they are in. Letitia said that she don't feel like she's protected and she's not feeling good. Tambra did chime in and say, well, she felt like Letitia felt how she felt a few years ago, and they played it back when they were trying to dig up dirt on Tambra and her ex-men. So it's like, at the end of the day, the shit always come back full circle. Don't dish it out if you can't take it. And that's just what it is. She said she don't feel like Latrice protected her, which I keep saying, I feel like I'm repeating myself. So we're going to talk about the Belle Collective. We're going to talk about that quick, because I feel like I'm steady repeating myself. But what I will say is, like I said in previous reviews, that yeah, Latrice was wrong. That's your friend, that's your homegirl. This stuff happened at your house. I kept saying that I think it was more than what Glenn and Amanda is saying it was, especially where we really didn't get to hear Amanda for a side of the story. But from what Glenn is saying, I feel like he's omitting information. But at the end of the day, if Letitia's going to keep taking him back, then it doesn't even matter. I don't feel like Letitia and Latrice are friends. I feel like they are friends for the show, and because they was on this show together, and because their husbands were friends, so it was kind of forcing them to be friends. But they're not friends for real. Latrice did say that she feel like Letitia need to put some blame on Glendale, which we all know to be true. Like, you need to hold Glendale accountable, but we know Glendale is not going to take no accountability. And at this point, I feel like Letitia, either she know and she don't want to tell us that she know everything, or she really don't want to know, and that's not why she's really pressing the issue with Glenn. Yes, she's mad at Latrice and saying Latrice didn't, you know, keep the girl code. And like I said, don't get me wrong, Latrice is not off the hook, but at the end of the day, the person that you need to be the most mad at and have the most smoke with is your husband, Glendale. Because Glendale is in women's DMs, entertaining them. Whatever matters if Latrice is wrong. None of this would happen if Glendale just minded his business and stayed out of people's DMs. Point blank, period. We know Latrice has like this nervousness about herself, and she always sounds like she about to cry when she started talking. But Latrice was like, she don't feel like she owed Letitia an apology, explanation. And she said that she wasn't going to get an apology from her, so she hoped basically that she wasn't looking for one. And I do feel like Latrice was wrong, but like I keep saying, I do not feel like they are friends. They are friends because of the show, or because of their husbands. Amanda is Latrice's real friend, and Latrice know a whole lot more than she's saying that she know. But at the same time, she playing her role because she's not really Lateshia's friend. And Lateshia, well, this is wrong. And I do feel bad for Lateshia just on how it happened. Not because of Glenn, because you keep taking Glenn back and you keep dealing with his bullshit. At the end of the day, he's shown you time after time that he really don't give a damn. And it's something to be said for your own girl, Marie, to say she don't feel bad for the situation that you're in. So I don't feel bad in that, right? I do feel bad in the part where Amanda was trying to body shame her. I do understand Lateshia feeling a certain type of way. I understand her feeling hurt. And I get that. But like I keep saying, you can't hold nobody to a higher standard than you hold your husband. Your husband don't even have the decency to respect you in regard to not even talking to somebody that's so close to the group. Like, he gonna cheat, whatever. If you gonna stay with him, like I said, cheat in peace. Tell Carlos that y'all relationship is off limits and y'all not talking about that. But the thing with Glendale is that he don't have no fucking respect for Lateshia, to the point where he knew that Amanda and Latrice were best friends and you still went after her knowing that's so close to home. Just let that sink in. That lets you know he don't give a damn for real, and he know that you're going to blame everybody else besides him and hold him accountable. You're going to be mad at him for a little while. He going to do something and you're going to think that it's over the hill, over the moon, and y'all going to be right back here. Like, y'all going to get right back together. And so it's just like, can we move it along? And another thing, if y'all wasn't going to bring Amanda here to tell her side of the story after this whole season has really been over Glenn and Amanda, all 7 episodes was Glenn and Amanda was talked about in. So it's just like, if y'all not going to talk about Glenn and Amanda, y'all wasn't gonna bring Amanda here to tell her side of the story, and so we can see what happened, what else happened, what's her side versus Glenn's side. Then what are we doing? Carlos asked Tambra about Damon, because we see Damon is not there, and like I said, their relationship is weird. I don't know if they really together or if it's just for show. We know Tambra wanted a baby. Damon was somebody that she had been dealing with for years, and I feel like he was a safe, option. We do talk about if they've gotten a joint account yet. Tambra said no. He asked her about marriage, and she's like, he's not even talking to me about his finances. Basically, that's what she said in a nutshell. Like, we're not supposed to get married. She said that she don't think he's broke, but she thinks he mismanages money. Latisha chimes in and says that, she doesn't. Well, Carlos asked them, do they have joint bank accounts with their husbands? And Latisha said that they have a joint bank account now, but she has her own accounts too. She did say that on the first season, when she left Glenn, that they had a joint account, and basically Glenn, she didn't have to work and stuff during the time of the baby. And it's nothing wrong with being a stay-at-home mom and, doing all that. But it could be an issue if you have a man who uses money to control you. And a lot of men will use money to control you. That's why men lead with their money, because they know they're going to get the woman that they want. And especially if she don't really have a lot. And they lead with that, and then once they got her, they just start doing what the fuck they want, because it's like, Latisha said that when she left, she only had $4 in her account, and she couldn't do anything, and she was like, that was a lesson learned. Even Carlos was like, men will try to control you with their money, and he didn't recommend joint accounts. And it's like I said before on the previous show, if y'all want to do something together, get a joint account together, and y'all just put money in the account towards whatever y'all are working on, but the bulk of y'all money needs to be on y'all own separate accounts. I always, was like that. My mother, my grandmothers and stuff, even the men in my life, my father, like, just people, period. Well, my family and people that I grew up around always, preach put in my head the importance of always having your own and getting your own money, because a lot of women stay with men that treat them horribly for this reason, because they can't make it without them. They can't survive financially without them. And at the same time, I get want to be a stay-at-home mother. I get, taking off work when you have your babies. So you want, like, baby, trust me, I get it. So, but I always have something to fall back on. Like, always. Even if you get with a multi-millionaire man and you don't have to clock in or do nothing, start you a business, something, get you something, or have you your own accounts on the side and put them in the accounts where your money can grow and double and triple, like, because you never know what a person would do when they get mad at your ass. Let's just be clear. And yeah, so Tambra, Tambra said that she wouldn't even put herself in the position for him to take her money or, have her ass out, basically. But like I said, if they want to do that, the whole thing, I wouldn't recommend getting a joint account and that's it. If y'all want to have an account and y'all contribute money to the account, whatever, but the bulk of your money needs to be in your own accounts. So the man comes out and we see Marie and Ced. And Ced is talking about how Marie needs to submit and all this extra stuff. Marie did talk about how, back in the day when they were together, that she wasn't submitting to him because women were calling her, saying that they was the right wife and all this. I'm like, oh, you were disrespectful as fuck. And not only that, I always thought Ced, y'all know what I thought about Ced. If you've been a long time watching here, thank you. And I always thought Ced went with the other side, but that's neither here nor there. So Carlos asked the other men, do they feel like submission is needed for their relationship? Of course, Glenn said yes. Cliff was like, he liked a little challenge. He don't need it all the time. And I love Mike's response. I loved Matt's response, Carrie's husband, because he said that he didn't like the word submission. He felt like, they basically, what he said in a nutshell is that they are a team, and when she's weak, he covers her. When he's weak, she covers him. And that's how they work together. As long as they respect each other and are on the same page, then they'll be good. And I feel like that was the best response, because we're in a new day and age, and all that submission and no, I feel like we're in a relationship. It's a partnership, and we're supposed to equally have that respect for each other. We supposed to be able to, like Matt said, cover each other in our respective ways. I think that be the problem now in a lot of relationships. Is that a lot of the rhetoric is dated, and these men want the women to do certain stuff that grandmama didn't have to do back in the day, and you still want to keep those old school values from the man. And it's like, we are a team. Like, majority of women are working 9 to 5 and stuff too, as well as their husband and stuff. So it's not one of those situations where grandmama don't have any other options but to stay at home, raise the kids, and do whatever he want, even though Pawpaw was probably still showing his ass. I could get into that, but we're not going to do a whole little deep dive on that. But I did love Matt's response, and I thought that his response was the best, because at the end of the day, this is a partnership. We are in this together, and you can't be wanting somebody to submit and you can't even keep your dick inside the house. Like, let's be clear here. Now, Carlos is talking to Selena and Mike. Child, they say they got a wedding date for April 4th, but Selena is still unsure. She's like, but that date could change because Mike ass is still outside, and she's saying that he don't come into the house until 2 or 3 something in the morning. She's like, that really doesn't bother her. Well, I don't think it does bother her at the time. What doesn't bother her is him hanging out with his friends and stuff. And I'm like, her son got killed. You know that's a tough spot for her, and you out all night just doing your thing. It's driving her crazy. Like, cause I'm pretty sure she's wondering, are you okay? What is he doing? You know. Not only that, Selena says that the day of filming is her son's birthday, and the day before that was his death anniversary. And I'm like, baby, Selena, you strong, because I don't know if I would have been able to been there. I do feel like at this point, why are we rushing the marriage? I don't think y'all need to get married right now. I am a strong believer in, if you're having relationship issues before the marriage, they're gonna get worse when y'all do get married. I feel like a lot of people think that, not saying Selena think this, I'm just speaking in general. A lot of people be thinking that when they get married that it changed stuff, and it don't. And sometimes it just really complicated, because now you can't just get out of it like you would be if y'all was just together. I'm a firm, like I've said plenty of times, I'm a firm believer on do what works for y'all relationship. People will tell y'all to, get married and do this and do that. People ain't got to deal with it. I'm a strong believer in do what works for you. I feel like if you're trying to change him, and y'all are going into this you're trying to change him, child, just either cut your losses if that's what you want to do, or if you're going to stay with him without binding yourself to him. That's it. That's all, really. Latrice did say that she didn't want to have any kids because of the situation with her brother, and seeing Selena go through what she go through, and she's like, if she ever lost her child, she wouldn't know how to deal with it, which I completely understand. But Pastor said was like, he gave her some encouraging words, which I thought was sweet of him. I thought what he said was true. Like, you can't live your life like that. If you truly want children and stuff, to have them so you won't have those regrets, is what I got out of it. Like, you can't live your life in fear. But I get where Latrice is coming from. So Glenn is being asked about the situation with Amanda. They're going through the DMs. It's very clear that Glenn deleted some of the DMs. Tambra is talking to Latrice on the side, which I wish Tambra would have spoke up, because they're saying that he deleted some and that he was the one who originally reached out to Amanda, which we know. We do find out that Amanda was trying to get on the show, which I speculated that. I've said that a few times, that that's probably what it was. But that doesn't stop the fact that I think she really liked Glenn, and I think Glenn liked her, and I think that it was more than them few text messages that we just seen. Now, I don't know. I wish Amanda would have been here to tell her side, but it wasn't just it. Now, Latrice was wrong, but Glendale, you're wrong too. And like Glenn said that, like Latrice told Glenn, like, Glendale, you're a married man. You shouldn't be in nobody's DMs. Clock it, because you shouldn't. Like, you shouldn't be in nobody's DM. You shouldn't be entertaining nobody. Like, then Glendale gets on my damn nerves, because here you go. We trying to raise a black son. My son be on the internet. He's very tech savvy. He can pull up and see what I'm doing to his mama. Sir, your son can watch this show from season 1 and see that you've been bullshitting in his mama face. Let's go there. That's just number 1. Sir, ain't no telling what your son see inside the house with y'all. Like, that's the type of shit that I don't like. Like, if you gonna do your dirt, whatever, but stand on your shit. Don't try to do no reverse psychology and try to make somebody feel bad because y'all have a child and you feel like your child can see this. Because, quite frankly, if you wouldn't be doing the shit that you was doing, then your child wouldn't be able to know anything about none of this. But you're the problem, Glenn, because you are the one who are checking for other women. Then Letitia tried to throw Latrice under the bus. I guess her and Cliff got into it at Taste. And the police was called, and somebody called Lateshia, because Lateshia is a Belle's woman, and you know, something about she was telling them not to call the police or what, something, but it was Lateshia way to deflect and throw it back at Latrice, and Latrice was like, no, you're trying to change the subject to put this on me, but when we not doing that. At the end of the day, we all know Glendale full of shit. Lateshia know Glendale full of shit. If she want to stay with Glendale, oh damn well, be with your man, do what y'all do, take us all after chat. Lateshia doesn't hold Glendale to a higher standard than she hold Latrice, which is crazy to me. I understand that y'all thought y'all was friends, and you looked at her as like y'all was friends and y'all was close or whatever it is, and that's girl code. And while I keep saying Latrice played her part, nobody should not be held to a higher standard than Glendale. And the fact that I seen them DMs, I seen this, I seen that, it's like she really don't want to know the whole truth for real, and she probably already knows the whole truth and she don't want us to know. I don't know. But it's the fact that she's not going to hold Glendale to that high extent, and that's why Glendale plays in her face each season. So with her not holding Glendale to that higher extent, then why should anybody else care? Let this man cheat in peace. She said that she felt like Amanda mentioned her name, because if they mention her name, then it's gonna give her some type of clout, which we do know Lateshia has been on the show. So I see that, but at the same time, your man, your husband, gave her the clout, gave her the ammunition, and I think that's the part that Lateshia is missing. You keep trying to blame Latrice, and like I said, Latrice played her role, but Glendale is the damn problem. Glenn is still mad at Cliff. He's like, he wouldn't let Cliff, if that happened at his house, he wouldn't let it go down like that. Cliff is like, he don't get in women business. He wasn't supposed to argue with a woman, and he didn't know that question would be asked. Carlos says that Latrice didn't know that the question would be asked, or she didn't put the question in the bunch, which I'm not buying it. I feel like Carlos just covering for Latrice. She might not have wrote the question, but I'm pretty sure she read the questions, or she told them which questions that she wanted, or they ran the questions by her, or production could have snuck it in. Who knows? Yeah, I'm so tired of talking about Glenn and Latrice. Carlos asked Glenn, was he ever attracted to Amanda, or did he feel like Amanda was ever attracted to him? And he says no. Then this fool went around the question. He didn't answer no. He said, well, me and Amanda never had a relationship. Well, that fool did not answer the question. And that's how you know his ass is lying. And Lateshia just sitting up there, he hers, and she gonna stick beside him. So why are we wasting our time? I said, this damn fool sat on this couch and said, me and Amanda never had no type of fur attraction. That's not what Carlos asked you, baby. He asked you, did you think Amanda was attracted to you? And you went all around that question instead of saying yes or no. Lets me know everything I need to know, which I think we already knew. Latrice says that Glenn isn't Cliff's friend, just like Lateshia isn't her friend. And I feel like this is why Latrice just don't care, because I thought we know Lateshia hands in the clean. Lateshia has done her fair share of dirt. She has done her fair share of dirt. But Lateshia did say that she can't believe that Latrice sat there and laughed at her when Amanda body shamed her. And like I've said previously, I do feel like that was hurtful, and I can see that hurting Lateshia's feelings, and I understand where she's coming from. Because like, Amanda, you cool and all, but girl, girl. And I feel like that's the real reason why Amanda feel a certain type of way for real, because she feel like she looks so much better than Tisha, and Glenn no good ass took his ass right on back home over there with Tisha. Like, no matter what Glenn is telling you and whatever y'all had going on, he's not gonna leave Lateshia. So It is what it is. I do appreciate Marie being, like I said, Marie gonna be real. She kept it a buck, and she was like, she don't feel bad for Lateshia, and I think they kind of caught Lateshia off guard. Lateshia said that she's been carrying everybody on her back big, but it ain't that big, and she can't keep carrying everybody, and that all is fair in Belle Collective. So, which I took from that is, if they come back next season, baby, she on everybody neck. She's spilling everybody tea. So everybody needs to watch out because she tired of her and Glenn being the scapegoat. And I'm just gonna say this one last time, and we gonna be done with it. Lateshia has right to feel away towards Latrice. What Latrice did was wrong. Because that was her home girl, that was her friend, that happened at your house, whatever. But at the same time, Lateshia, you need to hold Glenn accountable. Glendale, you need to stay the fuck out of people's DMs. And if he wouldn't be in nobody's DMs doing what he do, we wouldn't be here. But I get you, Lateshia. Like, spill everybody tea. It makes for good entertainment for us. That wraps up the season. Carlos talked to the ladies and they talk about what they have going on. And yeah, I felt like this season was okay. So for me, the season start it was cool, but I think it would have been better if we would have got more than 7 damn episodes, Carlos. 7 episodes in one reunion. I do feel like y'all should have brought Amanda to the reunion since the whole season was basically about her and Glendale. I liked Carrie. I think Carrie is a good addition. The show was cool. For me to rate this season, I think I rated it last week and I gave it a 6.5 out of 10, and I'm still standing there. It was cool. It's not like, oh, I had to watch it. I watched it. I mean, when I did watch it, it was entertaining enough. But I just felt like with it only being 7 episodes and all we really talked about was Glendale and Amanda, and then we didn't even see Amanda no more. It's just like it was a waste of all our time. I feel like it's the same stuff. I did appreciate Selena. I did appreciate Selena scenes just because I feel like somebody out there can relate to her, relate to the situation. Mike really didn't add much for Selena. So outside of Selena talking about, her grief and what's going on there, I feel like the relationship and stuff with Mike is a little stale. Maybe she needs to pivot, bring on your daughters, something with that. I don't know. But it was okay. I do feel like Gucci and them should have came back. Her and I cannot even think of the daddy name. But yeah, I feel like they would have been funny, and I felt like they could have all worked it out. But like I said previously, I don't think it was Gucci. I think it was more so the dad, and I can't think of his name right now, y'all. But I think it was more so him and him still having issues with Selena. I still low-key think he was in love with Selena. That's why, unless it was some more stuff going on outside that we didn't know about. Him and the daughters have made up. They be on social media and stuff doing dances and stuff now. So I think that would have been a great storyline for all 3 of them. But we're here. Tambra still is the same thing. We only really got a couple scenes with her and Damon. It wasn't nothing. Tamra is boring. So yeah, we will see how the next season go. But yeah, that was Belle Collective. Don't y'all forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all later. Bye, y'all.